5 tons of gold per year. Mining is going on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Each equipment observe control every single minute. Space technologies, chemical reactions, and unbelievable precision. This is one of the most complicated and expensive production processes. This is gold production. The first Russian gold was discovered near the Beryozovka River. Today, this is Beryozovki city in the Sverdlovsk region in the Urals Mountains. In 1745, peasant Yerovey Markov found a piece of quartz with gold flake. 2 years later, the first commercial gold mine in Russia appeared at that place. It was named Pervoначальный, meaning initial. The Sverdlovsk region in the Urals, 400 kilometers north of Yekaterinburg city. The nearest town is Krasnotorinsk. Production is carried out by CJSC, North Urals Gold, a Polymetal subsidiary. This is the largest gold deposit in the Urals. Voro. It was discovered in 1985. Active mining started in 1998. The precious metal is mined by the open pit method. Voro open pit is almost 1 kilometer wide. At the moment, the open pit is 120 meters deep. However, exploration data shows there is a lot more gold ore beneath. These reserves will allow for the open pit mining and gold production for another 15 years. This equipment is required to extract ore that contains gold molecules. The rig drills holes in a hard rock. Holes are then filled with explosives. Only a very powerful blast can fragment the rock into ore pieces, from which gold will be extracted. However, it is not at all easy to make such a blast. First of all, it is necessary to decide where a blast will take place. This is what a mining plan prepared by geologists is for. The open pit is divided into areas, some of which contain gold ore, while the others contain waste. These areas are copied in the actual open pit and are marked. The rig will work in this marked area.
Hole depth is about 5 meters. The depth is variable, 5 meters maximum. And this mining block has about 200 holes. It takes roughly about 4 days for one rig to drill.
Once all holes are drilled, they are filled with explosives. Manual work is minimized, and the process is mechanized to maximum extent. This does not only increase the operation speed, but also decreases the danger of blasting operations.
The main advantage of this explosive is that it does not become an explosive until it is delivered to a mining block. Only after mixing several components together, it becomes an explosive only inside the hole.
Not only the personnel, but also the equipment is withdrawn from the open pit before a blast. The safety zone for personnel is 500 meters and 175 meters for gigantic vehicles and machines. After the blast, all activities are carried out in the same strict manner, in accordance with the geologist's marking, in order to know exactly where is gold and where waste.
There are small inconvenient mining blocks which are very difficult to drill and blast, about 2,000 cubic meters. However, it is necessary to drill and blast them and to extract them separately in order to minimize ore loss.
A new era of development and mining of gold deposits in the Urals started in 1814, when Lev Brusnitsin found the first alluvial gold in Russia. After that, gold mining in Russia started to develop in a new way. Alluvial gold mining costs were just 1/4 of hard rock gold mining costs. Today, 5 cubic tons of waste are mined per 1 ton of gold ore at the largest gold deposit in the Urals. The waste is stockpiled around the open pit, while gold ore is trucked to the gold processing plant.
Loading has started. Here it shows that 23 tons are already in the truck.
A special meter shows the driver how many tons of rock are loaded into the truck. All mining equipment at the open pit is tied to the GLONASS navigation system. Each second, a truck with valuable load is being monitored from space.
Right now, I'm monitored by 8 satellites. Look here, please. This shows the number of trips. This is fuel consumption and this is speed.
The GLONASS navigation system monitors the equipment and disciplines people. The dispatcher knows who needs refueling and when, who needs repairs. He can contact any person on the mine anytime. This is a huge advantage as the work in the open pit is very complicated. It requires a special approach to ensure safety. No one should relax here even for a single moment.
A big depth, big slope height, and there is always a life risk, and people should understand it when they go to work.
Gold mining has never been a simple activity, even though Russia did not experience such a thing as a gold rush, since all gold belonged to the state. But it was Russian gold explorers who contributed to the gold rush start in America. Lev Brusnitsin himself and his followers participated in the discovery of deposits not only at the Urals, in Siberia and in the Altai Mountains, but also in Egypt, Ethiopia, and in Alaska. One of Brusnitsin's followers was in Alaska, and where he discovered gold. When the Russian Tsar sold Alaska, literally the next day a message came that gold was found there. The ore trucked from the open pit is discharged on this grate. This is a receiving bin. A feeder inside helps dosing the amount of ore and gradually sends it for crushing. The mill diameter is 7 meters. Steel balls inside mill the ore to 4 millimeter particles. This gigantic machine stops only twice a year for maintenance. But even after milling, the ore is not ready yet for gold extraction. For that, the ore is ground to a size of 71 microns. Only then, leaching, the most difficult and complicated part of gold production, starts. Ore particles are mixed with water and reagents and sent to a special tank for thickening.
It thickens due to the surface area, and we also add flocculant, a reagent which accelerates the particle settling rate.
Once the mass thickens to 50%, it is sent to the next stage.
Here there are 2 tanks, each is 1200 cubic meters. Here the pulp is retained for about 4 to 5 hours in each tank. Here cyanide is added, and the purpose of these 2 1200 cubic meter tanks is to stir all this so that the leaching reaction can start.
Leaching is the process of metal recovery from ore. Gold particles through a chemical reaction become the solution. Then this valuable pulp goes to the next stage, called sorption. This process involves activated carbon.
Соблюдается принцип противотока. Пульпа идет вниз.
The countercurrent principle is used here. The pulp goes down the cascade, while carbon is pumped upwards, assuring the maximum carbon density in the last tank. Carbon is condensed to 3.5 to 4.5 kilograms per ton. One can say that carbon acts like a sponge, absorbing gold and silver from the solution. And here we can see this carbon, the activated carbon, which absorbs precious metals, gold and silver.
The pulp stripped from the gold particles is sent to filtration. 2 huge filters press it out, and the remaining ore, which is called cake, is disposed of.
A very big advantage is that we recycle the water which goes to the process and use it again. Here are reagents, cyanide and lime.
This closed water supply circuit mitigates the adverse effects of the operations on the environment. This is monitored very closely by the on-site laboratory personnel that regularly take the required tests. This is a new processing plant. It has been designed and built in compliance with present environmental standards. Many factors are at play here. The recycle of our wastewater in order to minimize discharges and many other technological features, which were inbuilt in the design of our process plants from the very start. A careful approach to the environment and maximum use of internal resources is implemented at all Polymetal mines. Today, Polymetal is the third largest gold producer in Russia. From the moment Polymetal was created in 1998 in St. Petersburg, the number of its mines has been growing continuously and quickly. Besides Voro mine in the Sverdlovsk region in the Urals, one should mention Lenoye, Dukat, and Omolon mines in the Magadan region, Kokanja and Albizino in the Khabarovsk region. The Amursk pressure oxidation plant operates there too. In Kazakhstan, Polymetal operates Varvara mine. A new Moskoya mine and processing plant started operation in spring 2013 in the Chukotsky Autonomous District. Since reserves of, say, Boro are not endless, development perspectives rely on exploration efforts and gold process plant capacity. Actually, processing is the distinguishing feature of the mine. One has to know how to turn rock into gold. The plant operates under the strictest security. To get access here is not easier than to a bank vault. The gold plant output is cathode residue, and before the metallurgists can provide real gold, they have to work quite hard on the feedstock. Cathode residue is melted and primary alloy is produced. The alloy then goes to solutions electrowinning. This physical-chemical process allows to separate gold and silver. In the end, metallurgists obtain gold sludge and silver cathode residue. They are then melted into bars. First, a special mold is loaded with soda, then with the feedstock, then with soda again. Gold cannot be smelted without soda.
Soda is required to concentrate impurities, contaminants, and to completely separate them from the metal, so the pure metal is produced. The furnace temperature is about 1200 to 1300 degrees. The smelting process is always visually controlled by the furnace operator.
So there is no universal recipe. 10 minutes, and here it is. Everything is ready. Here, the metallurgists are on the lookout every minute. This is a tremendous responsibility and a big risk. Metal smelting is a dangerous process, but the metallurgists are experienced people. They are aware of all dangers and specifics, and their attitude to the precious metal is quite different.
The beauty of the metal, its noble character always inspires admiration. A metallurgist always enjoys watching when liquid metal is poured. When the metal is solid, sure, it is great, of course. But the way it pours when it's liquid, it's just super.
When a bar is extracted from the mold, this dark crust is slag, which can be easily separated thanks to soda. Then a bar is cooled in water, and after that it goes to the controller's table, where it is trimmed and a serial number is chased onto it. However, these are not yet those gold bars which are kept in bank vaults. First, they should be brought to the gold standard. Therefore, they go from here to the refinery. From the refinery, the real gold bars go to Gokhran, the government treasury. The government has a constant priority to purchase gold. If there is no need to replenish the government's gold reserves, the bars go to the vaults of the largest banks. The banks are next on the buyer's list. In 2012, a little over 154,000 ounces of this gold was produced at Voro. This amounts to about 5 tons of gold. The difficulties of ore mining require constant evolution of the mining industry. Mining methods and techniques are improved and refined, as well as ore processing methods. The expertise of the personnel involved in mining, gold recovery, and smelting increases. And for these people, the value of gold is immeasurably higher than for anyone else.
For me, metal is nature. It is our land which gives all this. The work of the miners, metallurgists, energy workers, all is concentrated here in one point, and there is no room for error. And when you see that everything is going well, you go home feeling happy.